Hey guys, welcome to today's video. First of all, I have to apologize for the really annoying banging that's going out outside. It's freaking annoying. We're getting lots of renovations done to our house at the moment because we're building an extra room. So please just bear with. Hopefully when the background music is added in, it will be less annoying. I have wanted to do a story time video for the longest time now because I love telling stories and everyone always gives me compliments about my storytelling skills, but I've just been a bit nervous because it's kind of weird like telling a story in front of a camera, but you know what? I'm just gonna do it. So the story that I want to tell is one of the most, well, probably the most, actually definitely the most scariest awful experience of my entire life. Disclaimer, this video can get pretty graphic. I went to South Africa when I was 15 years old and we went up to this little town called Setlagoli, which a lot of people do not know where it is. It's like up by the Kalahari Desert, right by the border of Botswana. So it's like very north South Africa. There are no doctors nearby, so you better not get sick while you're there. Foreshadowing. We're staying in Setlagoli with my grandparents, and all of a sudden I just start getting like these weird kind of cramps, vibration feelings in my stomach. Like my whole stomach would go and like tense, and then a few seconds later and like relax again. And this went on for 3 days, I'm not even kidding you. The pain got really bad and I was lying in the bed and I was like, oh, this pain is so awful, like I don't know what is going on. Maybe it's a really bad period cramp, I have no idea. Then I go toilet. This is very TMI, but why hold back? I go toilet and it was white. And that is when I was like, okay, this is not freaking normal. Like, what is going on? So I tell my parents, like, hey. And they were like, do you need us to take you to the hospital? Because you've been in pain for a few days now, and now this is happening. Do we need to go to the hospital? Do we need to go to the doctors? It's kind of difficult because we're in the middle of nowhere and nothing. But I was like, nah, it's okay. I'll tough it out. We get in the car and we have to drive 8 hours to see my cousins and my auntie and uncle. Halfway to my auntie and uncle's place, the pain gets so extreme that I could not even sit upright in the car. And then my mom, I just remember her saying, you need to get something to drink, like some water or some orange juice or something, you know, like flush out whatever is in your system. So we stop at this dairy. The pain gets to a point where I cannot stand straight in this dairy. So I get taken back to the car. My uncle had to help me get back to the car, and everyone thought that I was overreacting and being a total drama queen, but I knew there was something seriously wrong. Foreshadowing. Which was traumatizing in itself. I get to my auntie's house and I take more painkillers, like extremely strong ones. I'm not talking about your basic paracetamol ones. I'm talking about intense painkillers. There's all these people at the house that we used to know when I was a baby and stuff, and they came to say hi to us and everything like that, and I was just not feeling it, so I politely excused myself, went to a spare room in the house, and was lying on the bed. When I think I fell asleep, this was a few years ago, I think I fell asleep and then woke up, and I just remember I was screaming. I was in so much pain. I was like, ah. Guys, I thought I was gonna die. I'm not even joking. Hey, the banging stopped. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like I'm like that dog from Up that's like talking and he's like, squirrel. Get distracted so easily. My little brother, he comes running in because he heard me yelling because no one else heard me screaming, and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, get mom, and he runs outside, gets my mom, and my mom is there and she's holding me. And then there was this girl who was at the house who was busy studying to become a doctor. And she gave me one look and she was like, you need to go to the hospital. The hospital was like 2 minutes away, so we thought there was no point in calling an ambulance. I was in so much pain, I could hardly get into the van. I thought I was gonna die. We're driving to the hospital and then we get there and I just remember, I just want to get out of this car and get help urgently because I feel like my whole stomach is just gonna explode. And I just remember my auntie, she's literally so calm and it's like, oh, we have to look for a parking. And God bless her, but I was just like, nah. The second that the like receptionist guy and the nurses saw me, they were like, you're coming straight in, you're not waiting. Went straight in, had a blood test, everything's kind of like a blur, blood pressure and stuff. They missed my vein because they had to put a drip in. They missed my vein 5 freaking times. 5 times. I remember just saying, please give me more painkillers, give me more painkillers, and she just said, no, we can't, like, you've reached the limit, you can't have any more. I was like, how have I possibly reached the limit if I'm in this much pain? So she ended up giving me really strong sleeping medicine. I'm pretty sure she injected it, like, just to get me to go to sleep because I could not be awake with this pain. And this is where it gets real interesting. So I woke up at 2 in the morning. The medicine was still inside of me, so I was really like tripping out, but I was in so much pain. I pressed this button for the nurse to come, and then she came in, but she looked half asleep and it looked like she couldn't understand when I was talking to her. I said to her, I remember I was like, my appendix is about to burst, because all I knew was that it felt like my stomach was about to burst, and the only thing that I knew that could explode inside of your stomach was your appendix. So I just thought, oh my gosh, it's my appendix and it's about to explode. Foreshadowing. So I said to her, get the doctor, my appendix is about to burst. She goes, doesn't come back. So I press the button again, another nurse comes in, and I was like, I'm about to explode. I'm like, get the doctor, I'm about to explode. But she's just standing there, like, I don't know if she was half asleep, couldn't understand me. She just wasn't processing what I was saying to her. And then the next second, from one side and the other side, if you know what I mean. It was the freaking worst mess, and I remember her standing there. Literally, the nurse was standing there like this. It was hectic. It was literally chaotic, and I remember saying to her, in the state that I'm in, I remember saying to her, I told you I was gonna explode. Her and this other nurse put me in a wheelchair and they take me to the bathroom. They leave me standing there because they said, oh, they needed to go get something. I don't know what it was. So they leave me standing there. I'm standing up holding on to that, like, this railing in the bathroom. And then they leave. And then because I'm on this strong as sleeping medicine, I fall asleep. I freaking fall. My drip pulls out and I'm sitting in this bathroom, on this bathroom floor. In Afrikaans, the word for nurse is sister. So I was like, sister! This nurse came in and she was like, oh my goodness. And she obviously had no idea who I was, why I was sitting on the floor like that. So she helped me up, she cleaned me, she was the real MVP. I forgot to say, the night before, when I had just got into the hospital, they took x-rays. After this episode, I found out my x-ray results. I had bowel obstruction. So pretty much what that is when your intestines they're pretty much messed up. So my intestines, in this particular case, had knotted. Bowel obstruction is actually very common for horses, but I was so fortunate that it did not knot around an artery, because had it knotted around an artery, I would not have been here today. So thank God. So I ended up having like all this stuff done, like a gastroscopy, colonoscopy, like all these random tests that I didn't even know what they were. They were gonna do surgery, but all these people were praying for me so much in New Zealand that I honestly believe it was because of prayer that my intestines sorted themselves out. And that is just crazy. I mean, the surgeon said that I was the youngest person he'd ever seen that happen to. It is just amazing that it healed itself. I didn't even have to have surgery. While I was in this recovering stage, because I had to stay in the hospital for a few days, this medicine was messing with me so much that the nurses at one point, they had to put a railing up next to my bed because apparently I was sitting in my bed and throwing myself off one side and off the other side and just moving and going, I'm soaring, I'm soaring. And they were like, this girl is literally crazy. And they were afraid that I was going to end up hurting myself, so they had to put the railings up. And yeah, that was a hectic experience. I could go on forever talking about stuff that happened in that hospital over that period of time. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If that's the right term, enjoyed. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made you laugh just a little bit, because when we go through hard times, the best thing is to just laugh at it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a beautiful day, and yeah, mwah.